Hello,
sound
everybody.
okay.
Brian, take us away.
Why, hello,
Hello,
everybody,
hello.
and welcome to the further adventures of the intrepid crew of the Berezaya Argia. When we last left, our band of adventurers had entered into the the throne of the holy dragons, otherwise known as Hakatorvak, deep in the jungles of Kabara, and faced off against Drakaskull's mate, Rashak, which they found out somewhat late into the battle that it was actually a fiendish, like a half-fiend ancient black dragon. And proceeded to have a good, solid, stressful, but ultimately victorious fight. And so that's where we and then at the very end, or nearing the very end, all of a sudden, Amaya got a sort of a psychic scream from her daughter, Zaya, our airship, and all of a sudden the scream kind of went blank and cut out.
Oh, and Ember erupted into flames, screaming.
And then Ember erupted into flames, kind of screaming, yes. And actually, that's so as Amaya is kind of reeling from the psychic scream of her adoptive daughter, yes, all of a sudden the room is lit up as you see these Ember kind of drops down to her knees, screaming in pain as these wings of flame just burst forth from her back. And she is just roiling in flames.
That's the thing you rolled. Oh, there's more.
And there's even little like kind of pulses of flame that kind of explode out from her a little bit. Like everyone has to take a few steps back. You see even some of the stonework is like cracking in places as all of this kind of commences. Now, before we dive into the rest of it here, since that was just kind of our summary, a few notes that we just need to quickly go over. You did level. Whatever benefits you would get for that level, you can immediately apply to your character. However, that does not mean that you've regained hit points or spell slots or class features that have limited uses, because we are picking up right after you had defeated Rashak, basically. So that being said, you all see this kind of happen before you, this explosion of heat that and waves of heat and whatnot erupting from Ember. Ember, go ahead and roll me go ahead and roll me a D6.
One.
So this lasts for probably a solid minute. And I'm assuming everyone here has more or less seen one or several of the Terminator movies where, like, after the little time bubble shows up, there's like that molten sort of like convection around. That's basically what you kind of see around Ember, is like the for probably maybe a good solid foot in diameter around her, the stone is actually molten. Ember seems absolutely fine and unharmed by this. And then kind of like a blast shadow of scorch marks and cracked earth and stone further out from that. But eventually, the flames and the flame-like wings do subside, and the fire, I wouldn't say goes out, but because her hair that before had looked like flames and took on certain properties of flames is probably now all flames.
It's long now. Like, we're talking down to my knees.
Yeah. And Ember,
Anime hair.
and admittedly, Ember appears unharmed. Like,
Other
in
than the
fact,
screaming.
well, other than the screaming.
The brief screams.
Well, here's the thing. She was screaming, but actually, since Rhiannon, you are the insight master.
Indeed, I am.
Sometimes it sounded a little bit painful. Sometimes it almost sounded a little bit more ecstatic.
Okay.
I mean,
Pleasure and pain, baby.
granted, and the thing is granted, it's extremely hard to tell just with the whole chaos of seeing all the fire, but you realize that there's more to it than just her being set on fire by fiery wings that she somehow produced.
Got it. Has Amaya managed to tell the rest of us yet about Zaya? Or did these happen at the same moment?
We will say starting right now.
Wait, starting right now, what?
You can tell whatever any revelations that you have discussed or discovered or whatnot, you may discuss with each other now. We are literally picking up right now from where we left off.
Okay, am I before that, am I in or out of my crushed shell, and can I hear this?
You can hear this.
Okay.
And you are not, like, you didn't sink into the ground or anything, but there's like a small pool of like maybe 1 or 2 inch deep magma that you're standing in.
Okay, gotcha.
I feel like magma's a theme this weekend.
It is kind of a magma weekend.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Hold on a second. I got to get into Amaya's mindset here. Give me a second.
Wait, you turned off your camera.
I did. All right. Zaya's been hurt and I've lost contact with her. We need to get back now.
And those eyes are peering into my soul.
They are.
And they are consuming it.
You have a soul?
Right.
And her eyes are glowing. So bright.
Why not just speak with Zaya? Can't you speak?
We've lost connection.
I try
She's
my
not answering.
necklace.
We need to go.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. No, hold on. You see Gavin kind of pushes himself to his feet.
Okay.
Looks around for Meredith.
You do see Meredith actually. Meredith and
Parts and Lyria.
Karth are probably up by Lyria now, helping pick her up and trying to.
And I would have run. I would have run for Lyria as well. So I would be up there helping.
That's fair. So your mom is effectively like got several levels of
exhaustion
and is probably at like, we'll roll a die for probably at like 2 hit points. Yeah, that would be. For what that's worth.
I'll just look at Meredith You have teleportation, yes?
Yes.
Get
Okay.
you and Mom and Dad back to Sharn.
We have no way of getting to Zaya.
I can get us to Zaya. I have a scroll.
Okay.
Get the three of you to Sharn. Get Mom help. We'll get there when we can, assuming that we survive this, but I'm not going to have you guys going into a fight like this. And I can't lose her.
And you see they're both kind of...
Don't argue with me. Don't argue with me. We don't have time for this. Just go. And I'll kiss Lyria. I'll kiss my mom on the cheek. And just, I love you. Go. And I'll, like, not even leaving room for conversation, I'll turn around and race back to my friends.
Okay.
Okay.
And
We
as
got
you
this.
start heading back, you hear and they teleport out.
Amaya, I can get us to Zaya, but if something's wrong with her, or if she's like, I could teleport us onto a. We don't know what's going to happen or what condition she's in. What do you want me to do?
Right to Zaya, right now.
Okay.
Just right on deck, babe.
Level up. And I will use my last scroll of teleportation to, yes.
So I'm just going to ask, because, I mean, yes, there's a dead dragon the size of a large barn in this cavern. There's also heaping piles of all sorts of shit.
Well, we had talked about before all of that happening that we had grabbed what we could.
Well, so we're kind of rolling with that. So are you grabbing anything right now before you go?
I would grab...
So just to let you know, there, as far as...
I have the list.
Not counting treasures of monetary values.
Gavin is literally just going to grab any gear that he can find and any gems that he can find and shove it into the bag. He's skipping the coin.
Maya's just going around grabbing people altogether. She is not paying any attention to any kind of loot.
So, Gavin, I would like you to roll...
I was also in the bubble for a minute, also.
That's true, yeah. So we would have had a minute to grab things.
So, Gavin, you go ahead and roll me a d6.
2.
Okay, you're able to search through the massive heaps of coins and let's see, we've got 6, 4, 8. Oh, roll a d12. That's easy enough.
7.
You find a black opal. And then roll another d12.
8.
And a blue sapphire. As you're kind of swishing through and searching through the coins and whatnot. And looking for things. So I'm going to say for those that are searching, so not Ember, and I'd say... I would say you, just to kind of speed things up with the time frame, at least for right now, since you're trying to rapidly get out of there, you can grab, can search through the crap to find an item that you want to grab. There is a book or tome, looks like some sort of staff, a smaller, maybe 3-foot long rod, a couple of scrolls. Looks like a potion of some sort, a bastard sword, a scimitar, a halberd, and a spiked chain.
I would grab the scrolls if I could.
What happened with my camera? All of a sudden I went super dark. What's up with that?
Oh yeah. Just
That's weird.
I think the sun, the lighting
Must
on
have
the background on the back window.
Must have cut out all of a sudden. That was weird. It's like, hello, darkness. Ooh. Anyway.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm going to amend one thing. If Amaya sees that spiked chain as she's resting around, she will grab that.
Okay.
Yeah, I would grab the scrolls probably.
Okay.
Because if I'm in a hurry, scrolls don't require attunement to use them. So, fucking grab something that I can potentially use now.
I would also like to grab just something from that looks like it's been part of the cavern, like a piece of rubble or something like that.
Easy enough to do.
Okay.
Barca will probably grab the rod and did you say halberd?
A halberd, yes.
Because that's probably what Barca would take a look around and see.
I want that fucking bastard
like,
sword, but I don't think I have enough time to grab it.
And like a handful of gold coins. Just put them wherever he can.
Fair enough. Okay. Narashti will grab the scimitar, although you hear her kind of say out loud, "No, I'm not saying this is any better than you. I'm just saying for right now I'm picking it up." No, you're a much better weapon, I promise. And you see she's just kind of saying that out loud. And then she's like, what? And then looks over at the rest of you when you say that. Like, what's going on?
So we're going to put a pin in that.
Oh, it's just... Never mind. We can describe later.
If I am grabbing the scrolls, ascending only takes a round. Can I also send a message?
Sure.
I send a message to Nikali. Give me a situation update right the fuck now.
25 words or less, go!
All right.
If you
25 words or less, go.
I need someone to roll a d20 and let me know what you got.
I'll do it. 7.
Go Nikali. All right. I don't have much time. She's hunting me. The big blue dragon's hunting me. I'm trying to get her away from the ship. She came out of nowhere and started attacking us. None of my spells, I don't have anything that can affect her. I tried to lead her away, but Zaya crashed. I don't know about the rest of them. Zaya kind of boarded them up, for lack of a better term.
And I take a deep breath and I look over at Amaya. It's not good. It sounds like Zaya crashed. Nikali is leading the dragon away from her. We gotta go.
Let's go kill us a dragon.
Let's go try to kill us a dragon.
we can't kill a dragon, not in this state.
Bullshit. Let's do this.
Don't have a choice. You still want us on her deck, Amaya?
As close as we can get to her. On her if possible.
I can get us on her.
And do it.
I'll pull out my last teleportation scroll. and teleport us onto Zaya's deck.
Okay.
Right before she does that, Barca just goes right into a rage before they teleport.
Yeah.
How many beings can you take with you on your teleport? Remind me again.
I think it's myself and 7 or 8.
As per level, I think.
I don't think it's per level. I think it's just
Pathfinder had a level.
Oh, yeah.
And since Amaya hasn't really been going around grabbing anything or doing much, can I just say that she's been chugging the potions of healing that she has in her inventory?
Yes. Chug. Everybody chug.
it's myself and up to 8 willing creatures of my choice.
Okay.
Is anybody down hit points? And
You're
potion?
funny.
Gavin is not.
I'm
in a
just
good
saying,
way.
start double fisting them now.
I mean, on the round that Rhiannon does the thing, I'll chug a potion.
Ember's actually gonna chug.
I have a single potion of healing. I don't need it, but I'll keep it for.
Please keep it on you.
Yeah.
Just for a backup. Here we go. Potion of healing. That's 2d4. Okay.
Oh, that's better. 5 common healing potions, and now she's only down 20 hit points.
Ouch.
If anybody's got any extra, I'm still just under half hit points.
Hey, I have a potion
Here,
of healing.
I got a greater potion of healing. I've got 2 of them.
How far down is Gavin?
So that's 44 plus 4.
Gavin is 57 down.
Are you bloodied still?
Oh, yeah.
Barca, do another 44 plus 4.
I am going to hit myself with Healing Hands, which gives me an extra 11, plus the potion that I just took.
Oh, nice. All right.
Let's see.
All right, that's not so bad. Bark is healed enough to do some damage.
Adam, if Gavin still needs healing, I hand him my potion before I cast the
I also
spell.
need everybody to roll a d12. Amaya, since you are kind of Jaegering for Narashti, you'll also roll a d12 for Narashti.
D12.
Can do.
Rhiannon got a 4.
Ember's a 2.
Maya is a 10. And Narashti is 7.
Jeez.
Gavin is a 1.
Tia is a 1.
Tia's not rolling on this.
Got it. Bark is a 2.
Okay. So we got Ember, Barca, Rhiannon, Gavin, Narashti, and Amaya.
Mm-hmm.
That a roll. Okay. You teleport onto the deck of Zaya, and it is immediately kind of tilted off to the side. So I will need you all to make a, I'd say a dexterity saving throw. Barca, do you think you would have been on the ground or on Tia?
I would have been. I was raging and on the ground.
Okay.
I wouldn't have gotten on Tia to do the teleport thing.
So Tia will fly, so Tia does not have to make a dexterity saving throw.
Natural 20 for Barca.
Okay.
12 for
7
Amaya,
for
11
Rhiannon.
for...
Sorry. 12 for Maya. What was Narashti?
Narashti was 11.
And then what did Brianna get?
7.
Okay. And Gavin.
18.
Does my DM inspiration from last game carry over?
If you still have one, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna re-roll that save because I feel like that's probably a good save to not fail on.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's a 19.
Okay. If anyone got lower than a 12 or a 12 or lower, then you're basically going to kind of fall prone and get beat up as you slide off of the deck and crash into the forest. The rest of you are able to kind of catch yourselves from too much of it. And here's what you kind of see before you. So who made the save? Who got a 13 or higher?
Gavin.
Barca.
Rhiannon.
Ember.
I think everyone other than Amaya and Narashti.
Is funny.
So Amaya and Narashti did not.
Oh, they would have just barely failed if the DC was 13.
Okay. So Maya and Narashti are kind of prone down on the ground, and we'll deal with that in a moment. Take these guys off because they are teleported away. However, what you see before you, so Zaya's on the ground, listing to one side, is not floating in the air. And then what you do see is there appears to be a group of lizard folk that have captured several of the goblinoids, and they are they're kind of strung up, tied up, so to speak.
Nobody fucks with my Wanda.
And so you see that they've got them kind of in a circle right here. So the goblins are inside. You do see that there are hey. There are also a couple of those half-dragon goons that it looks like are a couple of them are taking like axes to chop into the hull.
Oh, hell no.
So those guys die first.
Oh, boy.
Those guys.
And you see there's also a couple of I was going to do one thing. I'm writing this backwards, and that's dumb. All right.
I don't think there's enough key points for Amaya at this moment.
No.
Gonna use every one of them. Flurry of
There's
blows
not enough
shit
spell
out of those
slots.
guys.
Like, there's not enough fireball.
Can you see that arrow? Yes, you can. All right. And so those that made the save are still on Zaya. Like this line is kind of you're up top. You're probably about 15 feet off the ground. Amaya and Narashti have hit the ground. You are prone, and you will also, from your fall, take 7 bludgeoning damage, which Amaya with your, I suppose you got slow fall, so you're fine.
Excellent.
However, Narashti will take that. Funny enough, Ember, when you said Wanda, you do not see Wanda in that group of goblins.
What about Tulio and Thrylila?
Thrylila, yes. Tulio, no. In fact, you see there are 5 goblins that appear to be missing from that group.
Okay.
And with that, since you guys appeared in the Chaos Reigns, let's roll an ish.
Yeah.
Which means I also need to remember what
That's a pretty decent roll. Let's go.
All of them when you got them.
21 for Gavin.
What's your modifier?
+3.
Okay.
18 Ember plus 4.
Got it. Barca, Maya.
Barca got a 19 and Tia got a 17.
What are your mods?
3s for both.
And Amaya and Narashti.
Amaya is a 19 with a +4. Narashti is an 11 with a +3.
So currently the good guys are Gavin, Amaya, Barca, Ember, Tia, Rhiannon, and Narashti.
So the lizard folk got a 13.
Okay.
The veterans got a 6. Because why would they ever need to roll high? What?
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. They're gonna just
And then
never make it to their fucking turn.
And then the mage goes at a 18.
Before or after Ember?
Mage is a +2 for Nishma.
Okay, after. Okay. Anything else on the board?
Nope.
The goblins getting an it. Okay.
No, they're all beat to hell and tied up. So they are
Non-combat.
I mean, if you free them, sure, but they're like literally all tied up in vines and like bound and beat to hell. So I think that should be it. So top O the round.
Gavin with Amaya on deck.
Oh, fuck. All right. I was not prepared to go first. Ein Minuten bitte.
You got a 21 on your initial roll, babe.
Yeah, well, I gave you my initial and immediately stopped paying attention, so. Fuck.
Sounds like a you problem.
That does sound like a me problem. Okay. Fuck. All right. Brian, the dude's chopping into the fucking ship.
They are to the kind of the northwest of where you are right there.
So they're actually not super far away from me at the moment.
No, you're about 15 feet up and maybe about 10-ish, 10 to 15-ish over. So you're, call it, for like distance of a spell or range attack, probably call about 20 feet to the nearest one.
I'm just gonna kind of push off the side of the ship and land in the middle of them.
Okay.
And I'm gonna
Go ahead
activate
and make a
acrobatics or athletics.
acrobatics.
Acrobatics. Okay. Let's go for that.
And what's your strength modifier?
Strength modifier is +3.
Okay.
Gavin's pretty beefy. 22 on the acrobatics.
All right. So you can get. You wouldn't necessarily be able to land between all three of them, but you could land with where you're at. You could like land here.
Kind of just
be
in the
behind this guy.
in the midst of them is fine. I don't have to land right in the middle. That's fine.
All right.
And then I'm gonna
So
hit.
you'll land there,
I'm gonna hit necrotic shroud at that point.
and just to let you know, you'll take 4 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Oh, my knees. Getting too old for this shit.
How old is Gavin?
Shh. Quiet you.
Pardon.
All right, I'm going to hit Necrotic Shroud. They have to make a save. I'm going to tell you what that is in just a second.
How far does that?
Everything within 10 feet of me. All the bad guys within 10 feet of me.
Okay, so there'll be 2 of them that get affected.
DC 17 Charisma save.
And these are the veterans. DC what?
17.
I rolled a 17 and 18 on the die. I'm sorry, they make the saves.
Damn it.
I don't mean to be mean and cruel. I just, I mean, I guess I kind of do.
You kind of do, actually. But, yeah, I guess I'm going to then spend a sorcery point to trigger a quickened action and Eldritch Blast the guy further away from me.
The guy furthest away?
Yeah, so I'm not firing directly into melee.
Well, and while you're not firing into melee, you are in melee with one of them, so you'd still have disadvantage because you are in melee.
Oh, is that how that works? All right, well then fuck it. I'm just going to hit the guy right in front of me since I'm at disadvantage anyway. Okay. Okay, it's fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. How are you?
Yeah, the disadvantage comes if the attacker is in melee, then the attacker would have disadvantage because you're trying not to get hit while you're...
All right, here we go. Two Eldritch Blasts at disadvantage. Well, that was a 17 and a 19 on that one, so 26.
That'll hit.
And I shit you not, a 19 and a 19.
Okay.
So 27. 28, 29, because I can do math.
That will also hit.
All right. Now I have to remember which fucking one I did. Let me roll some damage here. I'm not going to use that right now because they're right up in my grill. So he's going to take 13 for the first, 14 for the second. Force damage.
Okay, you...
Deeply important question, Rhiannon. I suppose haste is probably still not active.
How long?
No one is currently buffed. No.
Okay.
Haste only lasts a minute.
Then yeah, nope.
Okay, that is my turn.
Okay.
After Gavin, it is Amaya with Barca on deck.
All right. Amaya picks herself up. sees what's going on with those fuckers up to the northwest there.
Yeah.
And just screams in wordless rage and charges them.
Okay. Do you want to go? I mean, you've got, even at half your move, you've still got how much for movement?
I would have 25 for movement.
5, 10. So 5, 10, 15, 20. 25 would get you up next to where Gavin is.
Okay, I will do that, and then I will just short range sunburst or sunburst, searing arc strike. No.
Do you
Sunburst?
care which
Radiant sunburst? That's
which
it.
one you're?
I will do the closest one first, so the one that's.
So this is
right
the
next
one
to Gavin.
Gavin attacked, if that matters.
Yep, I will go after him first. 17 for the first attack.
That will unfortunately miss.
Oof. 19 for the second attack.
That will hit.
So he will take 8 points of radiant damage.
Okay. Damn. Okay.
And then bonus action to do some more attacks. Oh, and that's a nat 20.
Oh, get it.
So he will take 15 more points of radiant damage.
Okay. I can do math. I can do math. I can do math. I can do math. All right. Still up, but definitely looking pretty. I'd say bloodied, but between the force damage and the radiant damage, he's more like sizzling than anything.
All right. And I spent a key point to do Flurry of Blows, but that's going to be a miss. So that will be everything for Amaya's turn.
Okay, that one is still up, but it is severely had the shit kicked out of it.
After Amaya is Barca with Ember on deck.
So, as Barca is empathically feeling the rage coming from Amaya, he feels that anxiety and pain. Also, in a rage, is going to blink dog cloak 30 feet to that group of people directly north that are working over Barca's and Ember's.
To the lizard folk?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're blinked 30, so 5, 10. And you're 15 feet up, so call it. So 30 would get you about here. Just
we'll say we'll use my movement to get like there, and then we'll blink dog cloak basically into the center of all these people.
Okay, so your move was to there.
Yep, and then I'll blink dog into the center area.
So go ahead and make a acrobatics roll for me.
All right. Acrobatics. I'm going to use my inspiration on that. And thank God, 18.
Okay. So you will take, when you drop down, you're going to take like 5 bludgeoning, which then rounded down for your rage is like 2.
I have slow. I have the ring of falling.
Right. Never mind. So ignore everything that I just said. And then, so you move. So then you're right here. And what's your movement speed then?
40 feet.
So 40 feet would get you up to that guy.
Oh, well then I won't use it, but I will be the whole way there, just guttural roar from Barca as he rages and charges forward, and with reckless abandon, just a heads up. So I'm attacking recklessly.
You're reckless?
Yep. So a 17 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay, that's the first one.
Go ahead and roll your damage first.
Yep. I'm doing that. And that'll be for 28 points of slashing damage.
Yeah, you cut the guy in half. Like at the waist, just cut him in half.
Now I will use my bonus action to blink dog cloak across to that ugly looking bastard.
This one?
Yep.
Okay, blink.
And as I appear, I swing at the same time, reckless, all that good stuff.
Well, once you engage reckless, it's pretty much for the round you're reckless, if I recall.
Yeah. 23.
That hits. That so hits.
Plus, remember it. 22 points of slashing damage with a magical weapon.
And that guy gets cut down as well.
And then I just turn to the rest of them and just lay out another guttural roar. And that is Barca's turn.
Yeah, they're maybe rethinking some life choices.
As well they should be. After Barca is Ember with the mage on deck.
Okay.
So Ember, you're in orange.
Oh, cool. Not that far away. Although it doesn't really matter because spell sniper. So the guy that Amaya was wailing on.
This guy.
That guy. That guy behind him.
This guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's untouched. So yeah, I am gonna wail on that guy. Yeah. We're gonna Eldritch Blast him.
You have Eldritch Blast?
Do.
Okay.
I do. That was part of the spell sniper thing.
Nice. That's a good one to spell sniper.
So I need to roll for attack. 22 to hit.
22 will hit.
So this guy is going to get all 3 bolts at him.
Now, I believe you roll an attack for each one, right? Pretty sure. So the first...
because I can direct the beams at the same target or different ones.
You still have to roll for. You have to roll for.
Separate attack for each
2
beam.
separate attacks.
Got it.
So the first shot definitely
First shot.
hit.
Oh, this makes it infinitely worse.
For them or for you?
For them.
That's fair.
Well, it depends. Because this is your discretion because of my new thing.
Let me double check, but I believe it's anytime you deal damage.
If it's per attack, because this would be technically 3.
3 times that you're doing damage. Yes. Let me double check something real quick, but I believe it would apply to each of them. Yes. Now I just got to remember where that was.
That makes this a little sick.
What did I put it under? Oh, items. I mean, it's not an item; it's an ability. But Equipment related. There we go. Add a D10 fire damage every time you deal damage. So every time you hit the guy, you're dealing damage. It adds the D10.
Oh, okay. So for the first hit, this guy is going to be taking.
I mean, for what it's worth, he's a blue half dragon, so like all your damage is going to go through and hit. But.
Okay, so for the first bolt, it's only 1 force damage, plus 2 fire damage.
Okay.
That was kind of sucky. Next hit.
And your next
Ooh, that's a shitty roll. That's a 2. That's for a 9. That doesn't hit.
That will miss, unfortunately.
Okay, 18.
18 will hit.
Okay. Ew. 1 again. 1 force.
Force, okay.
Oh, and 2 again for fire.
Okay.
Whole 6 frickin' damage.
Okay. So you see, like, when you shoot out these little bolts of force, you know, and granted, one of them kind of gets pounds into the ground, but the other 2 hit the half dragon veteran, and you see, you know, somewhat similar to Gavin's, although every once in a while Gavin's will have this sort of shimmery appearance, almost of looking like a chain. It's like flying through the air. It looks a little weird from time to time, but your force effects kind of hit, and then there's this little bright flash or spark every time it hits. And granted, your hits kind of glanced off that guy, so they didn't do a ton of damage, but you are definitely noticing the change.
I'm new to this. I'll dial it in. It'll get better.
That's fair. Are you moving or doing anything else?
Question. My wings, is that an action to pop out?
That is
you didn't say.
It does not. It didn't really say. So I'm gonna say. Let me double check something real quick. DMG. I'm gonna take a cue from like the Azamars to see, because I know some of them can pop wings if they hit a thing.
My Necrotic Shroud pops the skeletal wings, and that takes an action.
So I will say then yes, it will take an action to pop the wings.
Okay. Just want to make sure
Yep. No, it's good to double check, and we did not specify, so it's good that we double check. Are you doing anything else?
I am not. I am staying put, and I have no bonus action because I have no inspiration left.
Okay, so then after Ember.
After Ember is the mage with Tia on deck.
Well, the mage sees that a bunch of arcane shit is coming out from up top there, and doesn't like that so much. So the mage is going to cast a fireball up where Rhiannon and Ember are. I need Rhiannon and Ember to make a dexterity saving throw.
Dex. Oh, nat 20.
19 for Rhiannon.
Okay, so the good news, Rhiannon, is you made the save. You will only take half damage. Unless you have like some sort of evasion thing.
I do not. I was hoping I could use my Ion Stone, but it's only for spells that target only me. It's not for an AoE spell.
Gotcha.
I'm a little bummed by that.
10, 15, 20.
Damn loopholes.
Right?
So I rolled 23 damage, so half of that would be 11 fire damage.
Oh, nothing happens to Ember. Because guess what? Ember is now immune to all fire, bitches!
I love that for you.
I know, right?
Yeah, as you kind of, like, Rhiannon, as you kind of bring your arms up kind of to protect yourself and kind of bring your cloak up or whatever, you come back and you see Ember didn't even, like, flinch.
That was, like, great conditioner, man.
And
Rude.
Really glossy hair now.
And the mage is looking a bit angry.
Where is the mage?
Yeah, where is that guy?
Where did the magic just come from?
The magic came from this guy right here. Can you see
All
that?
right. Excellent. Yes, I can.
All right.
Okay, cool. Is that the end of his turn?
That would be the end of the mage's turn, yes.
All right. It is Tia then with Rhiannon on deck.
So Tia is about, we'll say 20 feet up in the air, currently hovering over that spot. Where would Tia like to go?
Let's move her about 20 feet to the west. East, I mean, sorry.
So that way?
I can't see your hand.
That way?
Other way. East.
Your other east.
There we go.
So 20 feet?
Yeah, and back like a little bit.
Like that?
Yeah, no, sorry. South, 10 feet. There we go. Perfect. Would I be able to get those 4 creatures in a cone without hitting Barca or the goblins?
These guys?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Then they will need to make a dexterity saving throw. A constitution, sorry, not dexterity. DC 17.
Okay, let me, because I realized now I just closed the stupid book to the lizard guys. Okay, so there's 2 lizard guys. And what was the con DC?
17.
Wow, both the lizard guys actually made it. The veteran, the veteran made it. I'm rolling surprisingly well on the saves. And the mage totally did not make it.
All right.
So the lizard folk and the veteran guy with the silver shield made it, but the mage did not.
All right. Mage will take 48 points of cold damage. And the rest will take 24 points of cold damage if they
You just iced the mage.
Yeah. I thought it fitting. Fight fire with ice. It makes sense.
Ice, baby.
So Tia unleashes the cold breath, and you notice like the lizard folk who have these leather, like wooden and leather hide covered shields, and the veteran bring their shields up to protect them. And then with a roar, Tia roars, and these 3, the mage and the 2 lizard folk, shatter into frozen pieces.
Yeah. Fucking Tia. I love it.
Yeah.
And they are nowhere. You can take the half dragon mage off the initiative
Mage is no more.
order. They will not be disturbing us for the rest of this particular battle.
Excellent.
Oh,
I love that for us. Anything else from Tia?
Tia will fly down and go back to back with Barca.
Okay, so you moved like 25 feet. How much fly movement do you have left?
I think I have 60 altogether. Let me just double check it. 80 feet of flying.
Okay, you're good.
Yeah. All right. That is Tia's turn.
Rhiannon is up next then. Question for you, DM, because I was looking through the notes and I don't see anything about it.
Yes.
When Zaya is like out like this,
yes.
does healing magic work on her? Since she's technically a creature?
No, because she goes into the stasis and she
I'm gonna say
repairs
no.
herself.
Okay. Would Rhiannon know that healing magic would not work on her?
I believe we have experimented in the past, so
Okay.
yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes, because when you scorched her.
That's right,
Right.
because I tried to make it better.
Yeah, we have. I know at some point during
We went through this.
that we have.
Okay.
Yes. So
Just checking. Okay. I will not worry about that then. I am going to do
Kill
something
those two
really.
guys.
No, I'm going to do something really stupid.
Oh.
That's my line.
I am going to do something stupid that maybe will save Nikali's life. I'm going to use my Wand of Sending and cast Sending to Dracoskal.
okay. And what are you gonna say? And I'm just gonna say, because we're in the middle of combat, you can't take a whole lot of time to figure this out.
Nope. Okay. Why bother with a little pissant when we're standing over your mate's body? That's it. And then I will.
I'm just gonna slowly turn towards Rhiannon and just look at her.
And then I will cast Healing Word at Gavin, because I know Gavin was hurt and I know he's in range.
Yep.
And it's like one of my 2 bonus actions. So that's take 4 points of healing.
Hey, that's that fall damage I took.
You're welcome.
I mean, every little bit helps. Uh-oh, Ember, did your mic cut out or something?
Oh no, I'm
No,
Oh,
she's
never
just
mind
making
then.
faces
Sorry.
at
I
me.
saw your mouth moving, yeah, like you're making faces. I didn't know if you were saying something, and I was like, but okay, never mind.
nothing important.
I told you it was stupid.
Well, you delivered.
Yep.
It's not stupid.
This is probably not comforting, but Gavin approves.
I mean, it's a little stupid, but it's not like stupid.
If it works though, like
I don't know what exactly it's gonna work.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. It was an attempt. That's the end of Rhiannon's turn.
All right.
After Rhiannon are the lizard folk with Narashti on deck.
Right. So the lizard folk are going to they're gonna pretty much swarm Barca. That one's gonna move to there.
Well, that's going to be a poor life choice, but
Well, I mean, you did literally cut down
oh yeah,
two
No.
of them. But since you reckless, they do get to attack with advantage.
That's the only reason DM wants to roll with advantage.
Darn Skippy.
I mean, there is that dragon there who arguably did worse damage, but it's bring it up.
Yeah, but
Right. You're the easier one to kill as far as they're concerned. Like that's why they're gonna.
That's true.
So the first one is going to take a swing with their club and with their spiked shield. Spiked shield got like a 10 or 13, but the club got a math. I can do it. 23. That's what I meant to say.
That'll hit. Yep.
So that'll be 5 bludgeoning damage. The next one will take a swing at you. Does a 16 hit you?
It just hits. Yep.
Okay, so that one hits with a club for 5 bludgeoning, and then the spike shield hits a 8d AC 20 for 5 piercing. And then the last one with club and shield. Shield totally missed, rolled like a 3 and a 2 on the die, so ain't nothing happening there.
Yeah.
But the club 21 to hit.
It hits. Yep.
And that'll be 5 bludgeoning damage as they dogpile you or lizard pile you, as it were.
Just nickeling and diming to death.
Yeah. That's a thing. So that is it for the lizard folk, because they are literally the only ones left alive.
Are all the veterans dead?
Nope, veterans are still alive.
Okay. Narashti and then the veterans at the bottom of the round.
All right. So Narashti is currently prone.
All right. Narashti will then stand up. And I guess start moving a little bit north and maybe a little bit west to try to get a better angle on the 3 next to Amaya and Gavin.
Like you just want to like move out here, kind of?
Well, yeah, she would only have 15 feet of movement speed if she took half of it to stand up.
So you want to move like there?
I want to keep her within 30 feet of the closest one, the closest enemy there, so she can use her planar warrior ability. But just kind of moving 15 feet like up and maybe a little bit west, just to stay within that range.
So tell you what, if she kind of went behind Amaya, where Amaya's at,
All right.
then they're all within that
Perfect.
range for what it's worth.
And she's going to try to, well, she's going to bonus action planar warrior and try to shoot the one right next to Gavin.
Okay. Now, just to let you know, they are, even though they're half dragons, they are considered humanoids, not dragons.
Oh, yeah, I figured. So let's see. So the first attack. Only a 14 to hit.
That will miss.
Which is unfortunate. So second attack. Are you serious? Is a nat 1, so that's gonna miss too. That was a bonus move, standard. That unfortunately is all Narashti can do.
Okay.
After Narashti are the veterans, and then it'll be Gavin at the top of the round.
All right. Well, this little veteran's going to move in and attack Tia. This one is pretty much angry at getting beat the piss out of, so it's going to attack Gavin. I think this one's actually going to move up and attack Amaya. And this one's... yeah, I think is also going to move up to attack Amaya. All right, so starting with the one on Tia. Ooh, 15 foot. Cool. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah. Actually, Tia's going to need to make a dexterity saving throw.
All right. That's 20. It's an 18 on the die.
Okay, so Tia will then take only 12 lightning damage as that one unleashes its breath. The one on Gavin is going to take a swing with its long sword and with its short sword. Wow, rolling really crappy because he's really injured. 21.
21 will hit.
So that will be 7 slashing damage.
Okay.
The second longsword attack, however, was an 8, and the short sword was like a 9, so
Yeah,
nothing there.
That's going to miss.
And then the two that are on Amaya, one of them is going to take swings at Amaya. Again, 2 long swords and a short sword.
Okay.
For the long sword attacks, I got a 24 to hit and a 23 to hit.
Yep, those will hit.
So slashes into you with their long sword for 7 damage, and then 7 damage, and then does a 15 hit.
Does not.
And then the other one is going to breathe out a cone of lightning. I need you and Maya and Narashi to make a dexterity saving throw.
All right. 18 for Amaya.
You're good.
12 for Narashti.
So Narashi will take 24 lightning damage, and I'm pretty sure Amaya has evasion, so you don't even take any of it.
Oh. Yeah, Narashti is looking pretty ragged.
Well, Narashi does have spells, which include some healing, if I recall. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Because Ranger. And that is it for the half-dragon veterans. That's what I meant to say. So I believe then you said top of the round, it's Gavin?
Top of the round with Gavin. Amaya's on deck.
The dude in front of me is the badly injured one, yeah?
Yep.
So Ravager comes out. Gavin is going to attack. Fuck math. 21.
That hits.
Do you want me to just roll damage?
Yes.
Okay. That'll be 13.
Math, right. Okay, still up.
Okay, I'm going to hit him a second time. Not 20.
Okay.
So 21 points of damage.
Okay, that guy drops.
Does he count as a humanoid?
Yes.
Right, so I now have a new Spectre to play with. Fuck you, that's why. So
okay, let me...
medium-sized.
Right. And that's a thing that I should have probably done something with. And you know what? For right now, I'm just going to...
I haven't used this ability in a long time, so...
the red ring is going to be your Spectre.
Okay, so the Spectre kind of chains rip out his soul, and the Spectre is standing over his corpse.
And funny enough, it is kind of still looking like a little bit like the spirit of the half dragon veteran. And yeah, as the chains rip its essence out, you see it looks at you and just kind of...
Gavin just gives it a shit-eating grin that does not meet his eyes. Phoenix, the Spectre is going to go on a 12 with a +2. Is there anything else right by me? I don't have any more attacks, though. Can I move my ass so I have flanking with Amaya without provoking?
Yes, actually you can.
Okay, I will do that and end my turn there.
Okay.
All right, that's me.
After Gavin is Amaya with Barca on deck.
All right. Well, Amaya's just gonna go ham with her sword here because
you have advantage. You're welcome.
Yes, thank you. So, first attack. 19 to hit.
That will hit.
And we'll deal 13 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
Second attack. Holy fuck. 18 to hit.
It's going to use its reaction to parry, so that will miss.
All right. Bonus actions. 25 to hit.
That will hit.
Only 8 radiant damage for that one. And because we've got advantage on these, another key point to Flurry of Blows. And a 22 to hit.
That will hit.
So he will take another, there we go, 16 points of radiant damage.
Okay, still up, but very bloodied at this point.
God damn it.
All right. And that will be Amaya's turn.
I mean, to be fair, the veterans are called veterans for a reason.
Yeah, yeah.
After Amaya is Barca with Ember on deck.
All right, Barca is just going to tear into the two that are to the east. So we'll start with the southern east.
Gotcha.
Yes, he is doing all the...
That's fair. Start at the bottom, work your way to the top.
Are you recklessing again?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. 19 to hit.
That will hit.
27 points of slashing damage.
Chop his head off.
It's a great weapon master, guys. It makes things helpful. Oh, that's not good. And dirty 20 to hit.
That'll hit.
So 17, 27, 30 points of slashing damage.
So you take a huge swing with your axe and just lop both their heads off without...
And then I think I've been using this feat wrong, so I want to get a clarification on this. On your score, when you score a critical hit with a melee weapon or reduce a creature to 0 hit points with 1, you can make 1 melee weapon attack as a bonus action.
Correct.
Awesome.
Mhm.
I will take that then to do one more attack then on the guy to the north of Barca.
Okay.
Yes.
I've been playing that wrong for a while. I've not done this attack thing. All right, so 22 to hit.
That will hit.
Nice. 15, 25 plus 3. 28 points of slashing damage.
So never mind. Instead of taking out the one, you chop all 3 heads off just with one whoing, and
One
just,
huge swing.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then I will use my movement to go and flank for Tia, the one that was beaten up on her.
All right. Easy enough to do. That guy's in trouble.
And that is Barca's.
I'm in danger.
That's totally what I was thinking.
After Barca is Ember with Tia on deck. Ember.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna do it again. We're gonna Eldritch Blast
Are you
the
attacking the
Amaya
one
guy.
on the one on Amaya? The one, the kind
The
of
one on
that's
Amaya.
being flanked?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because it was looking rough.
That one is indeed looking rough.
So I will do that. Wait a minute. No, retract that. Does anybody look bloodied of my crew? Sound off?
Narashti is currently bloodied.
Nope.
I am not going to pot shot that guy. I am instead going to send off a second level.
And like Brian pointed out earlier, Narashti does have some healing spells of her own.
As long as she lives long enough to like get them off.
True.
So I'm gonna just do a second level cure. Or it's a healing word. Yeah, it's a healing word because it's yeah, she's within 60.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only people that are not within 60, 10, 20 would maybe be like Tia and Barca.
Okay. Then I'm gonna do a second level healing word on
And even then, they're fairly
Narashti. Narashti heals for 10.
Nice.
You can still technically Eldritch Blast.
Because it's a cantrip.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a cantrip. Yeah. Thank you for that.
I have been playing a Warlock for a while.
What?
That's crazy.
It'll only
talk.
be, hey, get this. It'll only be 2 years come January,
Holy shit.
right?
That's a lot. That's a lot of time.
In January, like the next time we play in January, it'll have been 2 years playing this thing.
Yeah, because healing word is a bonus action. Okay. All right. Yep. And I will do my Eldritch Blast.
Now I feel like we need to do something special for our 2-year anniversary.
14 to hit.
14 will miss, unfortunately.
Second one. Jesus. That's gonna miss. That should hit. 25 to hit.
25 will hit.
All right. So it's going to be 3 force and 5 fire.
Okay. And was that all of your Eldritch Blasts?
Yep, that was all 3.
Okay. So, yeah, Gavin and Amaya, now you see, since the target that Ember's shooting at is right there in front of you, and you see every time that Amaya's Eldritch Blast seems to be hitting true, there is this flash or spark of fire that erupts. For what that's worth. Is that it for Ember?
Yep.
Tia then is up with Rhiannon on deck.
Let me real quick roll. See if we get that back. Ooh, sweet. All right. So this will be 3 attacks on the douche canoe in front of me. Gonna go, and that'll be with advantage since flanking, correct?
Correct.
Funny. Let's see here. So dirty 20.
That'll hit.
Okay. So
Actually, I don't think that. Actually, it's going to use its reaction to parry, so that'll miss.
oh, the little. Well, you parried the dragon's mouth. So then we're going to go with the claw attacks now.
Yeah, unfortunately, can't parry anything else. So this is going to.
That's a D10, Darren. Use your 20, weirdo. That is going to be 23 to hit.
That will hit.
Except this is with advantage, so we'll just make sure that it's a natural 20 pops out. Okay, yes, that one's a 28 to hit. So so that's 2 of these. Oh, that was good. So 17 points of slashing damage with 1 claw.
Okay.
And its other claw here. Natural 20.
Okay.
2, 3, 4 of those then. So 20 points of slashing damage.
So you basically see this image where Argentia comes down with their mouth, and the guy kind of puts up his longsword like this as a crossbar, and Argentia catches on it. But then you see Argentia goes claw, claw, and tears the guy in half. And that guy is very dead. So like, gimme. All right. So Argentia still has a move if they want.
They'll use their movement to basically get up behind the other veteran there. To the north of the group. Yeah. It's
Like
just
so?
Yep, surrounding all sides. Yeah.
All right. I'll do that so it actually sort of fits because the figure's being mean. All right.
And yeah, that's Tia's turn.
I just realized that I'm shorting myself an Eldritch Blast.
Oh.
It's fine. That was on me.
It's Rhiannon's turn. Side note, as soon as Barker rolled a 20, I now have Mikey Mason played in my head. Natural 20, I can move mountains. It's fine.
And if you haven't heard of Mikey Mason, go find his stuff. A lot of it's on YouTube. It's
You
amazing.
should. He's delightful. I love his gaming anthems.
King Torque.
All hail King Torque. I have started exposing my children to it. So now imagine an 11-year-old and a 7-year-old, small female-bodied children screaming at the top of their lungs, all hail King Torque. It's great.
I'm loving every part of that.
Just preparing Amy for going to Gen Con next year. It's fine. There are 2 enemies left on the board, correct?
There are
mess of people down there. Cool.
There are 2 left. One which is pretty injured, and the other one that is, well, quite frankly, wishing they were really somewhere else right now.
I don't doubt that. I am gonna. I mean, let's just do it. I am
admittedly the one that is kind of being flanked right now is like severely wounded.
Good.
For what that's worth.
Cool. I am going to. I'm running real low on sorcery points. Let's see what we got here. You know what? Fuck it. I feel like they'll kill that one guy here momentarily. I will cast Guiding Bolt at 2nd level at our little friend there, not the one that's about to drop, the one that I think Tia just got all over his
just
room.
saw the Tia.
Yeah. That is a 21 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
I need more dice. Using a blue dice. That's fine. I have a lot of queer dice. That's something. That's nice. That is 20 points of radiant damage.
Wow. Not so happy. Still up, but not happy.
Cool. And that was not a cantrip, so that's all I can do.
Okay.
After Rhiannon are the lizard folk and then the specter. Yeah. Okay, after Rhiannon is the specter with Narashti on deck.
All right. Give me half a second here. Oh, this is what I get for stepping away for a minute. All right. Spectre's got a target, yeah? Yeah, Spectre's got a target. Spectre's going to use its life drain ability, which sounds just as bad as you'd think it does. Or is just as bad as you think it sounds. So it's going to... Is it flanking? Can it flank?
It is not actually flanking because it's kind of hard to see with the camera angle, but there's a guy between you and Amaya and one other guy north of that person.
Well, it's got incorporeal movement. Can it move into the dude, make its attack, and finish the move on the other side of the dude? And get flanking at that point?
think you technically move through people.
You can.
Can't-
I just can't end my turn there, or I take damage. It's your call. It's your call.
I'm gonna say no because
Okay. 19.
like you wouldn't get the advantage of flanking. You could still attack that way.
Gotcha. Nah, he's just gonna attack from there. 19 to hit.
19 will hit.
10 points of necrotic damage, and I need it to make a Constitution saving throw DC 10.
Actually, that guy dies.
Oh, all right.
Zoink.
So yeah, he sucks the life out of the thing.
That is yeah. That's a thing. That yeah. That last guy screwed. All right.
And it just kind of turns and grins, and it's slightly still dragonborny, not dragonborny, half dragony shape grin at this thing. This was his buddy.
Terrifying.
This was his pal. And now he's going to suck his soul. That's it.
Just a note, the remaining half dragon is lit up like a fucking Christmas tree because I hit it with guiding bolt. So whoever attacks him next has advantage. It is Narashti's turn.
Was that an attack roll?
It was.
The Wraith ability?
Oh, the Wraith ability? No, not the guy that just died. The other guy is the one that I hit.
Oh, okay.
Well,
It is Narashti's turn. The veteran will be after that if it survives.
well, Narashti is going to move so that she's 30 feet kind of directly east of the last guy there.
Okay. I mean,
Keep within
you
30 feet
don't
for minor warrior.
necessarily have to. You've got it's in range, and you're not in melee with it or anything.
I know. She just doesn't want to be as appealing a target.
All right. So you
The
want to
thing
be
would have
30,
to. Yeah.
like 30 feet away? Okay.
Yep. That's perfect. Bonus action, planar warrior, and then is going to attack. And you said the advantage on this one?
Correct, yes.
Yeah.
Guiding
Because
bolt.
of her.
Because of guiding bolt.
Yeah.
Well, the first attack will have advantage.
Yes.
Do.
Although I would say realistically, you're kind of like between you, Gavin, and Argenta, you're kind of like triangularly kind of flanking the guy anyway. So
Oh yeah. We're definitely working on surrounding him.
no, you pretty much got the surrounding him part covered. That's not even an argument there. So
All right. And I believe that's an 18 to hit.
18 will hit.
All right. So that's going to be sneak attack plus planar warrior plus the damage. So 2d8, 2d6, and 6. So 21 points of damage.
Okay, still up, but definitely bloody.
All right. And
If you
we'll use her,
embed an arrow in its chest.
and Arashti will use her second attack with a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And he will take another 11 points of damage.
Okay, still up, but very, very injured.
All right. And that is all for Narashti.
It is the veteran's turn, and then Gavin at the top of the round.
Well, you're all beating the piss out of it. So it's going to start with a longsword attack on Gavin. Does an 18 hit Gavin?
Not a chance. I've got my shield up.
Okay, then it'll take a longsword attack at Amaya. Does a 24 hit?
Yes.
7 slashing. Then it's going to make a short sword attack at Argentia. Does a 20 hit?
Yes, sorry.
So Argentia will take 6 piercing.
6 piercing.
And then I suppose technically I should have rolled for his breath weapon. It did not come back. Not that it would matter then. That is it for the half-dragon guy that is seriously up shit creek panel.
And I believe Gavin has advantage, if I am not mistaken.
Yes.
Gavin is going to hit it.
Natural 20.
So nat 20 and then a 23 for the second one.
Okay.
So, the first one comes to 19 points of damage.
Okay, it's dead.
Okay. I'll use the last one to lop off its head, because fuck that guy.
That's fair.
Yes, fuck that guy.
It's almost as if Ravager is specifically made for the purpose of chopping people's heads.
Right?
And for the faintest, briefest of moments, you almost think you hear in a kind of a raspy, goblinish tone.
That's not creepy at all.
Fortunately, that was just me that heard it, so I'm going to keep that to myself.
It's probably wise.
But admittedly, being the chaos of the fighting in the jungle and the Glaven,
Might just be
You have
Wanda
no
in the...
idea.
Liven.
Might
you
just
have
be
no
Tulio.
idea if that was just your brain putting that together, or quite frankly, your wraith, which you realize now as you think about it, look over and is sitting hovering just above your shoulder, just like...
That's creepy as fuck.
And you see it just kind of smile, like... But, you know.
Right, I'm calling you Pookie.
Can Narashti,
We're out of combat.
delightful. Narashti, can you do the dragon sensey thing?
Yeah.
And see if there's a dragon within, like, space.
While that's
I'm going
happening, Barca will go and untie the goblins and everything while this is going on.
Okay.
And Amaya, as soon as the last one falls, is beelining it back to Zaya, both mentally and verbally, shouting out for her.
Okay. So we got a couple things going on. Let me double check a couple things real quick here. First off, because the first thing that was mentioned was Narashti suggested Narashti doing a primeval awareness thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
What spell slot would Narashti be using for that? Well, I guess
higher spell slots just makes it a longer duration. So she just go for first level.
Okay.
So the extra distance is whether you're in your favorite terrain or not. So if we are in a forest, it would be within 6 miles instead of within 1.
And we basically said forest and jungle match. So yes, it would be your 6 mile range then.
Okay. So first level spell slot for 1 minute can detect aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fey, fiends, and undead within 6 miles.
Okay. Let me think about that for a second. And it lasts for a minute. You do it first, but then the presence goes away. So that'll be
Okay.
for Narashti's stuff now. Then jumping to Amaya then, while Narashti is kind of meditating and focusing on that. Amaya, you rush up to Zaya.
Yep.
And you said you're both screaming out both telepathically and verbally?
Yes.
Okay. You do not get a response back.
Okay.
However, after a few moments, you hear kind of a muted come from inside the ship.
Okay. Is there an open way into the ship, or has it all been kind of sealed and barricaded?
No, in fact, there are no entrances to the ship currently. That's part of the reason why the half dragons were trying to chop a hole.
Okay. It's kind of what I thought,
Into
but I wanted
the
to double check.
But when you start screaming out, then you hear voices definitely kind of hollering back. And then that makes me wonder. Of course.
Is this where we're going to roll to see the fate of our NPCs?
Oh no, you already did that.
Oh, fucking great.
For the
oh boy.
So
What?
as you cut through the goblins, you see that amongst the group of goblins, Thralila, Phivia, Sisyphus, 8than, Nina, 11, and 12ira are in that group.
Goblins would.
Oh, those are the D12s we rolled. To see which goblins.
Yeah. What?
And you rolled 2 Leo twice, which means 7 of the goblins lived.
3 Leo, Thralila. We rolled Thralila twice.
No, you rolled 2 Leo twice. You had 2 twos, if I
Yes,
recall.
that is correct.
Oh, I thought it was a 3.
So, Barca, as he's untying the goblins, just asks what.
And it's not to say that the goblins that are there aren't injured. They are, but they're still like conscious. Like they haven't taken enough wounds to succumb, so to speak. And sorry, you were saying, Burke, I apologize.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, Barca will just be like, what happened? Why is ship quiet? Do you know? You won't get in trouble.
Boss man, all of a sudden, big blue lizard came out of nowhere and started just attacking ship, and we tried shooting back, and it kept shooting lightning bolts and clawing and tearing away at ship, and we and then all of a sudden the dark skinned one with the pointy ears, Captain Nakali, screamed that we're crashing, and then all of a sudden all the doors disappeared, and then we hit the jungle.
Gavin is going to take this opportunity to try to figure out where we are.
Sure, go ahead and make a.
Yeah, good call. Good call.
I was like, oh, we're in Kabara, of course, but we.
We shouldn't be, though, because that is not anywhere near where she shot to have been.
We'd called her to us, though.
You called her back.
Yeah.
I'm still going to try to figure out where we're at.
So you are in Kabara. Like, that much is a given.
I'm just going to try to figure out, like, in proximity to what.
And I would say go ahead and make an intelligence roll on that.
Okay. So dirty 20.
You think you are somewhere north of New Throne. You're not exactly sure how far, though, although granted, because Zaya had crashed into the trees and the growth, admittedly, kind of where you're immediately at, there is actually a bit of a clearing in the forest, or the jungle, as it were.
Sure.
But you do... but you do not, I mean, you don't necessarily see New thrown off in the distance, like you're somewhere deep in the jungles, but your best guess, just because you can kind of see some mountains off to the north, that you're kind of somewhere between basically the mountains and New Throne. Not sure exactly how far.
Okay. I'll kind of...
Sorry, go ahead.
I'll mutter that to I guess whoever's not actively engaged in something. So like Rhiannon, Ember.
Okay. And as far
is Narashi able to tell what direction the dragon is moving as it leaves her?
It does not
range?
give direction or
Okay.
number.
Cool.
Is there any way I can make... So with a living thing, I would be using like a medicine check to see, for how it's doing. Is there like an Arcana check that I could run on Zaya to see if she is just in her like hibernating healing state?
Yeah. We do have proficiency with air vehicles.
I don't know if that's going to qualify here.
Shut your mouth. I'm trying here.
Go ahead and...
I have a really great insight check.
A nature check? I can aid with a nature check.
Actually, I'm going to lean more towards nature, actually. Go ahead and make a nature roll.
Okay.
And I'm going to say... we'll go ahead and roll with... Yeah, go and make a nature roll.
22.
19.
Okay. Between the two of you, you investigate the damage to the ship, and you see there are charred lines going down the length of the ship. And actually, as you kind of investigate further, there are, you do come across a few charred goblin corpses.
Are they recognizable?
To be honest, no. They're just like charred goblin skeletons. Like, you're pretty sure they're goblins just due to their size, but no, you do not recognize the individuals.
I will. Are they next to each other? Or are they far apart? Well,
some of them are. In fact, you see let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. The four of them were actually, 3 of them were actually next to one of the thorn launchers that you see is also just like burnt and charred and was definitely hit by the blast that you're guessing caught the rest of them.
I'll just kind of scoot them and gather them and put my cloak over top of them.
Okay.
For now, and continue with the investigation on Zaya.
Okay, so tell you what, I'm going to be slightly deliciously mean and not give you the results of your test there, Gavin, as we're at about 3 of 13, so let's this is probably a good time to do a wee little break.
Or a break where we wee?
For a break where we wee.
Because I gotta pee real bad.
Yeah, same.
Let's try to be back in 10 minutes if possible.
You got it.
Because
12
there's.
minutes? Because that would put us
Well,
at 25 after.
I say 10 minutes because
Yeah,
knowing us,
but-
it'll probably end up being 12.
That's fair.
So we're gonna
I'm trying
shoot
to
for
say
10. It'll
10
probably
when
be
we get-
12. I'm gonna run an ad. I love you all. We'll be back in
Cool.
a few minutes.
All right.
Hi, everybody. We're back. Go Gadget Brian.
Welcome back.
Hydrate.
Hydrate.
Amber, we're taking a look at the ship while Amaya was
I'm gonna eat my
Reaching out.
orange slice.
reaching out to try and feel that connection with Zaya. Why are you hitting your chin, your cheek?
Proving that I have water in my face.
Okay. I just didn't know if that was some sort of weird Minnesotan gang sign thing, something, Right. Just kidding.
Snow State
That's what I
represent.
think. All right. Anyway,
6th Street Gang, oh, don't you know?
I mean the ship.
Oh yeah,
is,
you sure? You betcha.
The ship is definitely damaged. But as you sit there observing, taking a look, trying to figure out, using all of your knowledge and insight to see if Zaya is okay, as you sit there pondering, as Amaya is basically kind of pounding against the hull, not so much to damage it, but like just to try to get Zaya's attention, and as you sit there starting to kind of collapse against the hull in tears, Gavin, you see this little flower start to grow and open up off the hull. And Amaya, very faintly, you hear, "Mom. Mama."
Oh, I'm here, baby. I'm here, baby. I'm here.
And with that,
Gavin, like, when he sees that flower, I mean, Amaya's, like, focused on what's going on, but everybody else hears, "She's alive!"
and probably within a few minutes, you see that the normal doors and hatchways to access the ship start to form back. You do get the sense, Amaya, that while you can sense Zaya, she is kind of gone back into that meditative sort of slumber. Sure. But you do see slowly the ship is starting to regenerate. When the hatches and whatnot start to open up, you hear from inside shouting in common. You actually hear Kaladin yell out, "Surrender or we'll fucking kill you!"
Little late, bud.
We got you covered, Cal. It's okay.
I
Don't
appreciate.
worry, baby. We have you.
I appreciate the energy. I do.
As you all start to speak out, you see he kind of pokes out and goes, "Holy shit, you're back!"
Is it just you in there?
No. When things started getting bad, Nikali had us go down to secure our passengers, as it were. So me and Liddy were helping them stay safe, and then all of a sudden the ship kind of like ratcheted onto us, and I mean, everyone's okay. I think Telemon's doing okay. He's looking after his sister. She's Solana's unconscious, but she's alive. She's okay.
Yeah, I imagine Arashi's in there checking on her girl.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
and Anya's okay, and then you see he's like, oh, yep, sorry, as Narashi like climbs down past him back in the is like, yeah, I'm good too, and then just kind of like
Gavin actually just walks up to him, like puts his hands on his shoulders and like, Kaladin, I'm probably never going to say this again. You did good, and I give him a hug.
and you get this sort of like, oh, okay, on your back, like, okay, yeah, no, that's I'm glad to see you too. Okay, you can let go now. Like,
I hold it for just 3 seconds longer than was strictly necessary, and then I let go.
okay.
Arca will walk up to Amaya and say, Amaya, I know that you've got things going on with where you're at emotionally, but what I should tell you as chieftain of security, I should report, I think Nick's missing. Nicole. He's missing.
I will pull my wand of sending back out because I have 1 charge left for the day. And I'll try to message Nikali again.
Okay.
We've secured the ship. Where are you? Can you give us specifics so Barca and Tia can come get you?
You do not get a response back.
Kaladin, do you have any idea what direction the dragon headed off in?
I don't know. I was down below decks when we crashed.
Do any of the goblins know?
That is a great question. Let's see what they might know. Their perception, actually, they rolled pretty good. You see, Fagana actually is like, we saw the dark-skinned, pointy-eared one start to fly off that way before we crashed. And kind of points in the kind of, you're guessing southeasterly direction?
So this is a metagame question more than an in-game question. 1, did we reform the longboat? And 2, does it work when Zaya's down for the count?
It can be piloted, I think.
I think
Yeah.
There's been enough time, I believe, for the longboat to be reformed, as well as as far as whether or not you can use the longboat when she's in her meditative state. You don't know.
Did the longboat survive the crash is the other question.
You did not give it a try.
Barca and Tia could go on quick scout mission.
Discuss for a moment. I got to bring the dog back in. Sorry.
Well, if we could have Barca and Tia, but we could have another search party.
I also
that way we can kind of, since we're not sure where he is, but he's not responding to me.
Dracoskull is huge. I don't know that Tia could outrun her if she's spotted. If they're spotted. I don't. If somebody's going, I think we all need to go.
We
can't split up right now.
We can't leave Zaya.
We can't leave Zaya
alone.
No. And we can't leave Nicole again.
No.
Well, I mean, our options are limited here.
Yeah.
Zaya can be flown while she's in her meditative state. She can be piloted. Yeah.
Yes, manually.
Says the player who was reading over the rules. Yeah.
I'm not sure I want to bring Zaya towards the dragon though.
Wasn't there, I believe, Narashti's sense, like,
There's
had
not
the
a dragon
break
within 6 miles, at least not right now.
a lot of miles. So we have, kind of a scanner per se. What if we left some folks behind to care with Zaya, and then
Yeah, I don't think we're getting Amaya away from Zaya right now.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No. This whole conversation of Maya has been very conspicuously quiet, like knelt over in a corner with her hands and head pressed against like one of the bulkheads or like walls on deck. Just completely silent.
Right. So then maybe we make whatever happens is we take a small group, whether it be a ship and Tia, but we make sure we take Narashti with us if she has the ability to sense still, unless she needs some sort of rest to help us.
I mean, well, in Narashti, you'll say, I mean, I can, provided she has spell slots. I'm assuming she still has some spell slots available.
She does. Although she'll probably want to use some of those.
Before anybody goes anywhere, we need to all sit our asses down for an hour.
I'm fine.
I'm sorry, but like the hit dice.
I'm only 10 hit points down. I'm fine.
I am tapped.
Why don't I just fucking hop on Tia and just go?
Again, Drakaskull probably cannot run Tia. I don't like that idea. Not meaning to Rima, but...
You don't have another teleportation.
And Narashi's like, and maybe we need someone sneakier to search.
We may need somebody sneakier, but there is not anybody better at searching than I am.
You can't sneak.
Look,
in the air.
I am strongly advocating that we take at least a brief break. We've been at this for a very long time. I recognize it's been all of 15 minutes. If we take a brief
break, that may mean Nikali dies.
If we don't take a brief break, Nikali might die anyway, because then we'll be dead too.
I won't be.
I'm very, very glad that you are confident of that, but I'm going to say that a blue dragon on your own of that size and scope will fuck up your day. I love you. I trust your confidence. Will fuck up your day.
Barca will always heed what the group says, but Barca already left Nikali behind once. I don't know if Barca can do that twice.
Not saying we're not gonna go after him.
But if it's...
I'd rather risk me to go get him than risk leaving him and him dying by himself in the middle of some jungle.
He probably saved...
He saved Zaya from dying. He saved our friends from dying. If he hadn't done what he did, Zaya would have been destroyed.
We didn't think twice 5 minutes ago about coming here to get to Zaya. Why do we... Barca doesn't understand why we treat different members differently.
Agreed.
Because we've got one member that we can't move.
We knew she had crashed before we teleported here. We knew she couldn't move before we came here.
Yep.
Nikali isn't responding, which means he can't move either.
So you go 6 miles in the south, what was it, southwest?
Southeast.
You see Narashi's like, do we have any, for you castery types, do we have any ways to try to magically track him?
No, I don't. I could track an object tomorrow, but I can't track people.
Did the longboat survive the crash?
I might actually have something.
What are my spell scrolls that I picked up from the Dragon's Lair?
You will have to take a little bit of time to study them, aka you'd have to at least take a short rest.
Did the longboat survive the crash? He asked now for the third time.
Oh, we're getting spicy.
And to answer your question, it looks like it has survived.
I apologize. That was not specifically aimed at anybody. I'm channeling Gavin a little too hard right now, so I apologize. Gavin is going to go over to the longboat and see if he can pilot it.
Yes, it does seem to engage.
All right. Barca is going to do what you've seen him do once before. He is going to sit down and kind of get real quiet and almost like a meditative state, which is not what you've seen Amaya do, but not necessarily what Amaya is doing right now. And he sees, you don't see this, a little, like, we'll call it a Patronus looking bunny come up, and you start to see Barca have a conversation. And he asks the bunny if within 3 miles, is there any peoples within 3 miles of us outside of this group?
Now, for this ability, how does I guess I haven't looked at it. What does it specify? Like, do you get to pick the type of people, or is it just like humanoids, or?
Here's its specific wording. You instantly gain knowledge of up to 3 facts of your choice about any of the following subjects as they relate to the area: terrain and bodies of water,
Okay.
Prevalent plants, minerals, animals, or peoples, powerful celestials, fae, fiends, elementals, or undead. If there's some influence from another plane of existence, there are any buildings.
Okay.
And I can use 3 of those, and the spell gives you knowledge within 3 miles of you.
Within 3 miles.
Unless it's in caves, then the radius is limited. They're limited.
And it just
to
says
300
people.
feet.
It doesn't necessarily say what kind of people, or is more specific.
Not exactly.
Okay. So bodies of water. Yes, there's probably some different. None of them are huge. They're more like smaller ponds or things of that nature, or rivers or small rivers or streams. Nothing large by any means. There is actually, you do get a sense that there are some buildings potentially nearby. I forget, does this tell you the direction? I forgot if you mentioned that or not.
Just says it gives me knowledge of the land.
Okay, so then I would say there are some.
Oh, wait, it does. For example, you could determine the location of powerful undead in the area, the location of major sources of safe drinking, and the location of any nearby town. So it does give me location.
Okay, fair enough. Within 3 miles, you do get the sense of some buildings to probably your kind of south, actually kind of more to the east and a little bit to the south, but more east than south, that are not maybe about a mile away, give or take. You do get the sense that there are several humanoids about. Because I think technically lizard folk show up as humanoids. Let me double check that real quick.
Anything in the direction that Barca would be specifically also thinking about the direction in which the goblins haphazardly pointed.
Okay. Do. They are giving noise. Okay. There seem to be several humanoids kind of scattered throughout the jungle, not really necessarily in any one direction. They're all kind of about. There are a set of not quite buildings. It's weird because you kind of think buildings at first, and it kind of almost gives you a kind of sort of vibe, but you realize that might mean maybe more like ruins that are still technically somewhat buildings. Yeah, I guess that's about it. No, every once in a while you do get a small fiendish presence. Not necessarily a very strong aura. Definitely nothing like the likes of when you're fighting Rishak. Or prior to fighting Rishak. But you have, also going into the Throne of Holy Dragons or whatever, going into that sort of obsidian city, you've seen that, the lizard folk and half dragons and whatnot, they hunt the demonic fiends that are come out of this area. So, there are, effectively this Kabara was kind of a battleground eons past for it. So there still might be some minor rifts or gateways that spill out a demonic critter every once in a while.
Okay. Barca will just, pat the bunny that no one else can see on the head and say, "Thank you, nature-y friend." And he'll get up and communicate with the group. Okay, I've learned things. There are people in the woods around us within 3 miles, but Barca cannot tell what kind of people. There's some ruins. Well, I built there's some buildings. I don't know if they're ruins, but there's buildings nearby. And he's pointing out in the different directions. Sure. Where these things are. But Barca can't tell more than that. But there are creatures about. That's all Barca knows.
It's good to know.
You see Neurosky's like, how far away are the ruins?
And I point, and I think you said they were just under 3 miles away.
Actually, the ruins are probably maybe even like more like a mile. Like they were a little bit closer.
Okay, so Barca points out they're, maybe an hour walk that way.
Yeah, maybe a couple hours being thick jungle, but still definitely doable.
Barca doesn't necessarily understand that.
That's Narashi saying that.
Oh.
As the dragon flies, I'm sure it's a heck of a lot quicker, but we may want to keep, no offense, we may want to keep you closer to the ground for right now.
I do have my new trick.
How beat up is Narashti, Amaya?
Would you be it?
Uh-oh.
You on mute, Amaya?
Oh, sorry. Yep. Narashti would have had a couple of rounds to do some of her healing spells on herself. So let me roll that out real quick. Let's see here. Actually, Narashti's not too bad off. Once she heals herself, she's fairly close to full.
Okay.
I mean, Narashti offers being sneaky. She could try to sneak there and see what. I mean,
but there's also creatures. Maybe you take. I don't think we go alone.
no, I wasn't thinking of going alone, but the goal isn't to necessarily engage stuff going in there. I can be sneaky. Anyone who feels they're sneaky enough can come along.
I have a thought.
I could. Yeah, go ahead with your thought.
Gavin has a robe of useful items.
Yeah, that was.
If Gavin and Narashti, at the very least, are on the longboat, and Narashti is pinging for dragons every so often, if Narashti senses a dragon, Gavin can pop the spell scroll of major image and illusion the longboat and its occupants to look like something else for 10 minutes, just in cases.
Sure.
That would give the longboat enough time to land, to get under cover, do whatever it is that we need to keep it safe.
True.
Barca like plan, but does magic, like, sometimes magic doesn't work on Tia? Does magic work on that type of magic work on dragons?
I have no idea.
Spell that powerful would probably work unless they interacted with it. So we just make sure not to crash into them or anything, and we're fine.
Unless it got like true seeing.
Well, it's an old enough dragon. I suppose it's possible.
But
it's possible, but at the very least, it would.
No, I like the plan.
Barca like plan.
Okay.
Let's go after him, please.
Okay, well, I guess for sure Narashti and I are going to get in the longboat and start heading in the direction we know
I
they're
am also getting on the longboat.
Okay. Then I'm going to stay behind so that I'm a healer and a spell caster.
Do you have any potions left, BT Dub?
I do.
And I have one because I gave my last 2 to Gavin earlier. And that way, if something happens, I can take a potion and hopefully
just
keep
a regular potion of healing.
Uh-huh.
Not a problem.
Cool.
If you want, Kaladin can join too, since he's.
Barca's gonna probably join because he's got some knowledge from what he's got. Plus, he's got eagle vision.
That's a good point.
And if we're high enough in the air, that's actually going to go a long way.
Then never mind. Kaladin can stay back then.
I'd say
that'll be 3 or 4 of you going.
So
Tia
Amaya
probably
and
stay
Ember
back.
are staying behind.
And Tia.
Amaya, Ember, Kaladin, and Liddy.
Well, like Telemon and Solana and
Yeah.
Wow. I don't
and
really
goblins.
count then. Yeah, okay. I'm just counting the major PC players.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Oh, we're splitting the party.
Mhm.
This is never good.
So here's what I would like for the group that is going. I would like you to make a stealth roll.
If Narashti's coming with us, does Narashti have certain rangery spells like Pass Without a Trace?
Good question. Amaya, would you be kind enough to enlighten us on this?
Narashti does not have such a spell.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, natural 20.
Nice. Oh, that's not bad for me. That's a 17.
15.
Not bad, not bad.
Sorry, what did Gavin get?
15.
Okay.
And Narashti, 21.
Yeah, for a while you guys wonder if Narashti's even in the boat until Narashti starts saying something, and then you're like, oh, right, she's here.
Somehow Barca disappears.
All right, you head out. Rhiannon, as you guys are heading out, you hear Meredith's voice in your head. Just say, I know you said Sharn, but with everything going on, I took us to Stormreach, to the Enclave. Since I have connections there, we'll be safe. Please, you be safe.
We're okay for now. You couldn't follow directions. Come on. She absolutely hears like the laughter in it, like just really. Thank you. Keep you updated.
And you get another sending. Please let us know once your mom wakes up. I have no doubt she'll want to know everything. And then you hear everything.
You can be patient. I have my sending stone. I will message Dad later today, hopefully. If yeah.
Die.
Sure, that's fair. River dog, you're being weird. All right. There's a river dog licking my chair. Just like right here, it's just licking my chair. So it's weird. Anyway. It's but I digress. So you guys are and you're maybe going, I mean, obviously you're not going full tilt like you would normally if you're just sailing, because you're actually trying to stay kind of below the tree line and weave through the trees a little bit. So it's a little bit slower going, but you are able to get to the ruins, and in fact you almost pass over some of them just because they're so covered in vines and overgrowth and whatnot, as you realize that, like, hey, that's not actually a tree, that may have been a pillar, kind of thing. But you do see there are a set of ruins. Go ahead and make a perception roll. Or survival if you're thus inclined.
I will roll a survival.
21 perception for me.
19 survival.
5. survival.
And like a 9 for Narashdi.
Wow. So Barca, you don't really notice anything. And for that matter, Narashdi, for some reason, does not either. But as you start to search around, and granted, you're still trying to be fairly stealthy because you do see there's evidence in some of the ruins that there may be some lizard folk or other crittery people type things inhabiting some of it. And in fact, you come across what looks to be kind of a small, kind of camouflaged village. You wouldn't have necessarily seen it from the air, but being that you're on the ground, you can kind of see it. And you actually first kind of recognize it because you smell what almost smells like wood smoke, like a little bit of a fire. And granted, the fire is well kind of shrouded, so it's not giving off a whole lot of light, but you see a couple of these huts that are sort of built almost like lean-tos built into the large root base that's crawling over the ruins kind of thing. But you do see there appears to be several lizard folk, probably like there's like 3 lizard folk, and they are going through what appear to be a variety of different things, but you see like they are looking at a couple of steel daggers and a quarterstaff, and sure enough, you do see the kind of the triple bladed boomerang, very common to the jungles of Zendrek.
We see my passive investigation is a 22. Do we see any sign of like Nikali's actual body?
And actually sitting on it looks like a slab of stone that's kind of been cleared off to be used sort of as a kind of a makeshift table, sort of in the center of the 3. You see Nikali. You see it looks like they basically kind of stripped him. So you see him just kind of laying there. From this far away, you can't tell if necessarily unconscious or dead, but definitely, or not undead, I mean, unconscious or dead, but definitely doesn't appear to be moving, and they're kind of stripping him.
How far away are they?
We'll say you're like, I don't know, maybe you guys had pretty decent stealth rolls and definitely beat the lizard folk, so you're probably you can easily be within like 20-30 feet if you want.
I cast Healing Word on Nikali.
Okay. What level are you casting that at?
Just at first level, just to kind of see if it works, or
even or on, Rhiannon?
Oh my god, that's horrible. Even.
Okay. How much do you heal?
5 points.
you cast the spell, kind of whispering the. Well, you can't really whisper the words, so you cast the spell. You hear, or you see the lizard folk kind of turn to see because they heard someone casting, and you see Nikali, and eyes open up, and we need to roll an ish.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
19 for Gavin.
Yes, I have a brain. It's fine.
And we're just going to kind of theater of the mind this because, I mean,
Yeah.
chances are you guys will pretty much take them out without too much effort. But I find it exciting to roll it because you never know.
15 for Barkup.
Okay.
Barca.
18 for Narashti.
Lizard folk got a 15. And Nikali, unsurprisingly, got a 6.
I mean, he's still kind of recovering.
Just a bit. Oh, I will say Nikali, I mean, definitely looked pretty injured on the table, and actually has a pretty mauled leg and whatnot, as far as and definitely some of his clothing looked kind of charred and.
Well, we can take care of him. That's fine. Gavin, as per usual, Gavin is at the top of the round, followed by Narashti, and then Rhiannon.
So we're what? You said between 20 and 30 feet away?
Yeah.
Is there?
Yeah, we'll see you're maybe about 30 feet away.
Is there a clear path between us and them?
Clear enough, sure.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move actually so I am directly next to Barca. And I'm going to use... We're going to go with Twin to twin an Eldritch Blast. I'm also going to couple my Eldritch Blast with Grasp of Hadar, which is the opposite of Adira's Repelling Blast. And
that's an invocation, right?
It is an invocation, and I can apply it to any Eldritch Blast that I use.
Just,
I do have...
Just for my clarification.
Yep, no, I'm with you. I actually have 3 per Eldritch Blast, so this will be 6 per Eldritch Blast. My goal is to... Because you said there's 3 of them. My goal is to hit and draw them towards basically me and Barca.
Okay.
So I'm going to go for the first dude. 19.
Yeah, that hits.
And nat 20.
Okay, well, that definitely hits.
And so that 27 is going to get him right up in front of us. So that's one of them. I'm going to roll damage on that dude.
So sorry, was the third attack a 27?
Yeah, the third attack was a 27.
Okay.
So damage for the first one, 6. Damage for the crit, 21. Third one, 6.
So with the second hit, it gets torn to pieces as the bits get pulled towards you.
Then that third one will go after the next one in the row.
Okay.
So that would have been 6.
6 damage? Okay.
Yep. He's dragged 10 feet towards me. I'm going to hit him again. 15.
Yeah, 15 will hit.
Okay, that's going to be... Is that a 9 or a 6? That's a 6. Okay, so that's 11 points of damage.
Okay, still up. But he's now 20 feet closer to you.
I'm going to hit the last guy, because I got 2 more. I'm going to hit the last guy twice and just get him right up closer to us as well, so Barca has less far to go. 17.
17 will hit.
And 23.
And 23 will hit.
15 plus 9 is 24 points of damage to that last guy.
And that one gets ripped to shreds.
Okay, so there's one guy within 10 feet of you, Barca. And that is my turn.
And hissing with panic, because...
yeah. After Gavin is Narashi and then Rhiannon.
I guess Narashti's just going to make sure she's within 30 feet of...
She is.
The one that is now in melee with Gavin and Barca.
Not quite that close. They're about 10 feet out, but she's close enough.
Easily within range. You're good to go.
Okay. But that one's not quite next to any of us yet?
No, it's still kind of out in the middle of the... Okay. Kind of partway between you guys and and Nikali.
Okay. She's going to fire the bow then. Probably not going to hit with a 13.
A 13, unfortunately, will miss.
All right, so second attack. Fuck, nat 1. So that's going to miss too. The D&D Beyond dice roller does not love me much today.
No, it doesn't.
It's fair.
It's been kind of bitchy.
And
That's
I
fair.
guess that's what Narashti does this round.
Okay.
Rhiannon is going to launch herself off the longboat, trying to get to Nikali.
Well, and I assume since you guys were searching the ruins, you got off the longboat to do so.
Excellent. I love that even better.
So I'm assuming you're all on the ground currently.
Okay, good. Then if we're 20-ish feet away, I'm just...
You're actually about 10 feet away.
Perfect. I will rush past. If I get attacked by the lizard dude, I get attacked, but I'll rush over to Nikali. And I will cast Cure Wounds at 4th level.
Okay. Not quite yet. We'll get there soon. We're almost done.
21 points of healing for Nikali.
Okay, Nikali's doing much better.
And I'll just kind of like hand on his chest, cast the spell and just look him in the eyes and tell him, you saved her. And we're here to take you home. Let's get your things. And that's what Rhiannon does. That's the end of my turn. Barca and then the lizard folk are on deck.
Okay, Barca will go up to the one guy there. And just chop into him a bit.
Don't you know?
Or just a bit, don't you know?
Or just a little bit. Just a wee bit.
This is with all the accoutrement, reckless, all that stuff.
Basically, don't roll a 1 and you're probably good.
A 19 to hit.
That hits. Just curious, what's like your minimum damage?
What's my minimum damage? 6.
Yeah.
No, well, right now, actually, it'd be 16.
Yeah, as you have seen, Barca is very effective at chopping lizard people in half. Very, very effective.
Very true.
And you guys are able to rescue Nikali. And I'm assuming bring him back to Zaya.
Yep, we collect up his gear and
admittedly, they hadn't gotten far and kind of stripped him down. So he's like anything that was kind of expensive they kept, but like his basic clothing was kind of cut off of him. So he's like wearing his captain's coat and kind of since that was somewhat expensive. But you do have to help him along, though, as you see, like his right leg is from like the knee down is gone.
Barca just basically cradles him. He'll pick him up and carry him in his arms.
Like it's gone, or like it's just really badly damaged and not working, gone.
Like it's gone, and you can see on his other thigh there are definitely claw marks. Because funny enough, while he can't do a whole lot of damage with a lot of his lightning-based spells, he's also resistant to lightning. So the dragon couldn't necessarily breath weapon the shit out of him like he did, like Dracoskal did to the goblins. So Dracoskal got a little more tooth and nail in there on that one.
Sure. We go back to Zaya.
Okay. You return back to Zaya. Tell you what, actually, go ahead and make another stealth check.
Nikali's going to have to do.
Yep. And I'm rolling for Nikali.
17 for Rhiannon.
17 for Gavin.
Okay.
Another 21 for Narashti.
22 for Barca.
Wow. Okay, so even with Nikali being injured and trying to kind of hold back some coughs and whatnot, because definitely took a lot of hits, you guys are able to easily stealth longboat to back to Zaya without any incident. And now the question becomes, what do you do next?
Probably should take some sort of rest.
Probably move Zaya.
Is Zaya back to herself, or is she still inert?
Zaya is still repairing.
Is she flyable, even as she's repairing?
But as you guys return, you do see that Zaya is floating a little bit off the ground.
Okay, get back on the ship. Moor the longboat.
Okay.
Amaya does not seem to have moved at all during the time that you were gone.
Kind of expected that. Her daughter's in danger.
Ember, in the meantime, buries the 4 goblins.
Okay.
And
So Wanda, Tulio, Fersetti, Savengeline, and Tennyson, you and the goblins actually, with you kind of leading the charge, they bury their comrades or what bits they can find.
you can hear Ember's bagpipes. She gives them a proper send-off.
Okay.
Barca feeds lizard people parts to Liddy.
Okay.
And he's also telling Liddy he's learned some giant, not very well, but he's trying to tell Liddy the story of where Barca was, but probably not even close because he doesn't really know giant, but he thinks he does. It's probably what's going on with Barca.
And there's probably, I'm sure there's some miscommunications, and it's kind of like just in some cases sort of random words that may or may not make sense. But both of you have a relatively low intelligence, so in a surprising way, it still makes a little bit of sense. But Liddy just kind of nods, takes it in. I guess as for the rest of you, what do you do? What is your next plan or step at this point?
Sharn?
You guess you guess that probably within the next hour or so, Zaya will be repaired.
I want to try to get us out of here as quickly as we can, just
We
in
need
case
to-
Dracus Soul
yeah.
comes back.
We need to go.
Gavin is going to say Sharn, not knowing what
Oh, right.
Rhiannon learned.
How much further is it to Stormreach?
I mean, just a couple thousand miles of ocean.
From Sharn to Stormreach, it's about a week travel on an airship. So from Kabara to Stormreach, you're maybe call it 10, 11 days.
Well, Zaya's got to repair. And
Meredith took Mom and Dad to Stormreach, not to Sharn. Because, God forbid that she should listen to me.
I mean,
Rhiannon just kind of rolls her eyes.
I mean, technically, isn't she your superior? Gavin's got a slightly snarky smile on his face.
This was not house business. It doesn't count.
What is this?
Family business.
Well, okay, perhaps it doesn't, but she's still in Stormreach, so... I guess we're going to Stormreach.
I mean, I don't know.
hopefully it's away from the dragon.
I don't know. What do you guys think? Obviously, we can't stay here. We need to move.
No, we need to get out. We need to move.
Especially with all of the suspicion on Zaya anywhere on the continent because of all of the stolen airships. It feels like it would make sense to go elsewhere, but...
Well, okay, so the dragon headed southwest. From what
we don't know which way.
No, initially, like what the goblins originally said.
Southeast, I think.
Southeast.
So
and that was the direction we found Nikali in.
Right.
Southwest would take us towards Stormreach.
Yes.
So let's set a course. Let's go there.
Is Amaya okay with that?
Trying to think what Amaya would be doing. Yeah, no, okay. Yeah, she's fine with that.
I figure we can pilot for the next hour or whatever until Zaya can fly on her own.
Yeah. That makes the most sense.
Okay. Let's go.
Okay. You head out. What I would like then is, I'm assuming you're kind of at the helm then?
Probably.
I would like you to make... let's go... I would like you to make your piloting roll, your air vehicles roll.
Okie dokie. Oh, balls. That was a bad roll. 11.
Really?
Yeah, I rolled 3.
Okay.
Amaya is still very emotionally shook, not as clear-headed as she normally is.
Okay. So you head out, and you now are you going? Are you? I'm assuming you're attempting to be as stealthy as you can with an airship, but like, are you? What would you say? What would you call that as far as you trying to be sneaky? Would that mean you're trying to fly close to the ground, high in the sky? What would you, Amaya, say? You trying to be a stealthy airship pilot, at least as stealthy as you can be with a 150-foot long ship?
Would probably try to stay above clouds.
Okay, so try to just gain as much altitude as you can and then head out?
Yeah.
Okay. You do so. And you do so, and the jungles of Kabara pull away. You do see, as you rise in elevation and start heading in the southwesterly direction, you do see that New Throne is under siege again. You see lots of fires and and billows of smoke, and definitely looks like they're being attacked again, as far as that goes. But you pull away from the jungles of Kabara, and probably within like an hour or so, you get out over the ocean. And the evening is, and admittedly, by this time, with all the freaking chaos and everything going on, you do see the sun is starting to set, probably set a little bit. So you're kind of starting to get a little bit of that twilight range. Admittedly, a lot of trials and tribulations, but in the end, you're able to survive thus far, although Dracus Skull's still out there.
For now.
And I take it then you're heading south, so you're heading towards Stormreach then, just to verify again? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once things are quiet and like night has fallen, Rhiannon will pull out her sending stone and message her dad.
Okay.
We're alive. We're coming to you in Stormreach. Please make sure House Lyrandar is aware that we're coming so we don't get murdered. Is Mom okay?
And you hear in a decidedly not gruff male voice, "Oh my God, Rhiannon." And you hear your mom. "It is so good to hear your voice." I don't know what to say. There's so much, and then there's just like this deluge of words that immediately cuts off as it hits the 25.
Yep. And it's only once a day with a sending stone, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
God damn it, Mom.
Ember's actually going to use her sending stone as well.
Okay.
Yay.
And it goes to Kira. Hey, babe. Things progressed. I have wings. And fire doesn't touch this bitch no more. Send it down the line.
And you get back. Fuck me, it's so good to hear your voice. The dragon killed the elder, which of course now I can't find my stupid notes to remember what the elder's name was. Because that's the
What?
Cadron, I think it was.
Oh.
It didn't accept the surrender, so we're fighting. Well, we can. But it's bad. Stay safe.
No, that's it. All right. God damn it. Okay. I am also going to be casting Unseen Servant.
Okay.
Probably a couple of times, once an hour. The Unseen Servant is going to be cleaning.
Yeah, I mean, the inside of everything is kind of strewn about a bit, so that makes sense.
Yeah, so...
Although, surprisingly enough, nothing is necessarily broken in terms of like glass bottles or decanters or anything like that. As you see, many of them are wrapped in and wrapped against the walls in like the vines and or whatever. As you do realize, since you guys did pick the one ability for Zaya that to kind of help people whenever there was any sort of check needed to be made to not get hurt from the safe fall kind of stuff.
Right.
Which is ultimately why Kaladin and the others were able to be okay in an airship crash, relatively speaking.
Because we planned ahead.
So...
Funny how surviving an airship crash once will do that to you.
Right. Yes, I would like the upgraded parachutes. Thank you.
Yes.
Like all
seatbelts would be
stuff?
nice.
I would like the permafly spell permanently. Yeah. Anyway.
Once per day.
We get a long rest.
Is there anything else you're doing that evening?
We're all just collectively trying to take a breath.
I think as just more as flavor than anything else, I think Gavin will watch the fires of New Throne until they're gone. And then he'll go downstairs and just collapse.
Okay. So with that, I think you will be able to get a long rest.
Ember really cuddles Tulio.
Or through Lila.
Shit, for Lila. Whatever one is alive.
Thralila is the only one of your backup dancers that made it.
Yeah, my goblets. My 3.
But you are able to get a long rest as the night draws near. And with that, I think, honestly, that's actually kind of probably a good place to put it for now. As a way to kind of end off the year. We'll start fresh in the new year as we figure out what the heck is the next step that we're doing. You will have some time to identify some of the stuff that you guys grabbed as part of that, because I know, Rhiannon, you had mentioned wanting to take a look at the scrolls.
Yeah.
So let's see. So the scrolls are a scroll of tsunami and a scroll of mass heal.
Ooh, that's gonna be useful.
I just learned that.
Yes.
The scimitar that Narashti picked up is a Dragonbane scimitar, very similar to her bow. In fact, it has very similar construction and is made out of dragon bone as well. Barca picked up the halberd. It is a halberd of wounding.
Oh.
Barca had also picked up the rod, if I recall. And so that is a rod of absorption. There are 40 charges left on it.
That's kind of fucking huge.
And then Amaya, the spiked chain is so admittedly they kind of, in 5th ed from previous versions, they kind of whittled down some of the different items. So we're kind of making this item up a little bit. But basically the spike chain, how it's going to work is it'll on its own, it'll do a die 8 piercing. And it has the finesse, the reach, and the monk traits. And then the magic properties of this particular chain is it's a +1 to attack and damage, and it does a die 6 necrotic in addition to its regular damage.
Nice.
As you see, the individual chain links have this kind of creepy sort of almost like a sort of a kind of like, like the theater, like there's the theater comedy and tragedy faces. It's kind of like each link almost kind of looks like that, but it's the face is almost shown in a like it's screaming out in pain or of being tortured kind of thing. It's a very creepy vibe, but it's
super creepy.
And I think that was basically everything that I wrote down that people grabbed.
Hydrate.
Because you were being relatively quick. That, and then Gavin, you did grab a black opal and a blue sapphire. Those are 1,000. They're each valued at roughly about 1,000 gold. And then Barca, you said you grabbed a handful of coins. So we'll say that was you grabbed about 9 platinum pieces.
Nice.
Barca, can I have that nice rod that you picked up?
It's
Hydrate.
but I found Rod.
Yeah, I know, but it's used to cast spells, and you can't cast spells.
But I need a new leg post for my bed. It's broken. I thought the rod.
Zaya can fix it.
Zaya can fix bed.
Yeah, Zaya can fix bed.
But Zaya's. I don't know if Amaya wants Zaya fixed.
Barca,
Yes.
that's a really powerful magical artifact, and it would be really useful if I could have it to help me fight the dragon when we have to go fight Drakaskull.
No, I want it to be like that stupid thing that you find on a bed. Now we're going to be checking all bedposts.
Barca. Oh, okay. Barca trust Riri can have Rod.
Thanks, buddy. I'll get you a new bedpost, okay? We'll figure out your bed situation.
Feel like I'm missing on this trade.
I don't feel like you are. I'll get you a really nice bedpost.
In the meantime, Gavin props up his bed with what he tells Barca is his spell book.
Actually, Gavin, Narash. Yeah, hi. You get your food in just a moment. I'm telling you. And you see that like the dragon bone kind of scimitar, which looks like it's kind of carved out of maybe like a fang of an ancient dragon or something along those lines. But you see Narashi's like, look, so I know you use swords a lot, and I mean, I think this works like my bow, and we should probably be spreading that love out a little bit. And since you wield a sword, might not be a bad thing for you to wield, maybe, since you use swords. Plus, I got a scimitar. And then she leans in, and he's super jealous if I started using a different scimitar, so I'm going to kind of keep with him.
Yeah, I don't want you to cheat on your sword, so I'll take that off your hands.
Now, funny enough, with a Dragonbane weapon, it does not require attunement.
Is that a fact, River?
And River concurs.
What was the name of the halberd again? I didn't quite get that.
A halberd of wounding.
Halberd of wounding. Thank you.
So with that being said, we will call it there for the evening, and we will be back. I think if we looked at our schedules, it's most likely we'll be back, I think, July 16th. But we'll...
I hope not July 16th.
January.
Sorry,
Jesus. My brain is farting. Shut up. Leave me alone. Anyway.
See you next summer, folks.
16th, is most likely when we're coming back. And although we'll check Almighty Ursus's schedule, as we'll update it there if there's anything different, but I'm pretty sure that's probably when we're going to play next to bring in the new year and celebrate our, dear Lord, our second year of playing this campaign.
Yeah, I really do feel like we should do something special.
I'd say we do a drinking game, but I can't drink. So y'all could do a drinking game, and I could just stare at you soulfully.
We could perhaps do cake.
Cake works too.
As the cake appears.
The cake magically appears.
We could do cake.
Either way, we will see you all.
Cake and rollies.
Cake and rollies. We will
Cake
see you
and
all
rollies.
in the new year. Have a wonderful holiday season, friends, and we will see you very soon. Bye.
Bye.
Happy holidays.